Hey knife people, come on in here. Today we're gonna do a open tag from 865 Knives called Modern Monday Madness. And I mean madness. So we're gonna be looking at a modern today that I really butchered up. But this is a CRKT Pilar, and I've done a lot of modifications to it. And we'll look at it and talk about it in just a second about what I did to it. It's pretty cool, my first attempt, but I learn as I go. Done a blade etching, done a lot of carving on it. We'll look at it up close in just a second. Okay, let's get looking at this knife here. This is a CRKT Pilar that's been heavily modified by yours truly. Let me give you a little background on this to start with. I bought this knife several years ago, and I got it at Academy Sports. I bought this knife with the purpose of doing some experimenting and modifying. I wanted to try some stuff, and this knife looked like a good one to try it on, and I bought it to experiment with. Well, I did all these modifications to it, and I carried it to work, and a co-worker saw it and really liked it, and we made a deal, and I sold it to him. And the other day, collecting with Stan, I was talking to him on one of his live shows. He's been doing a live show during the day around lunchtime or so, and y'all check his site out. That's a real good site. He collects knives, and he collects a lot of other things. It's real interesting. Anyway, I mentioned this knife and the modifications I've done, and Stan wanted to see it. So I got with the guy I sold it to, and he still had it. So I borrowed it for a couple of days and to do this video. Okay, let's get to looking at it. I have a picture of the way the knife looked when I bought it, and I'm gonna pause right here and insert the picture. Okay, we're back again, and the first thing I did is I took the knife completely apart. I took it all apart. And then I took the blade, and I used an iron cutoff wheel that was pretty thick, and I made these notches in the blade like jimping. And it's kind of crude looking, but I wanted it to be crude looking. I wanted it to be kind of tough, you know. I came on down with it like that, so you could use it like this. And I did the jimping back through here. Now, I laid a tape, like a sewing tape, you know, down, and I marked it with that with a Sharpie, and then I cut on the Sharpie lines. The spacer right here, you know, I had it took apart, so I took a Dremel tool, and I cut these diamond shapes in with a Dremel tool. I also used the Dremel tool with a cutoff wheel on it. It's thinner than this. This would have been too big. I used a Dremel tool to make, I was going to make like a checkerboard, but I went with this pattern instead. And that was to get a grip when you had it in your pocket. I wanted more grip on it than this, so I put that on there. And last but not least, I acid etched the blade. I wanted a lightning design. Now bear in mind, this is my first time. So, you know, if I had it do over again, I would do it different. But this is done with women's nail polish. And I used a little brush on the nail polish to make this design. And if I had to do it again, I would use a real fine paintbrush so I could get this thinner. It's too thick. Instead of looking like lightning, it looks like tree limbs to me. But you know, first time, I learned by experience. Most of the things I know, I've learned by experience. And the edge right here, if I do it again, I would put a thick bar like this right down the edge, where when you look at it from a distance, you know, it would look like, I mean, it had a massive cutting edge on it. You see what I'm saying? I would have made a stripe of the nail polish down through there on the edge, and then little strokes up through here like lightning or fire, flames, or whatever, with a small paintbrush. And you let it dry. You put it on there and you make your design and let it dry, completely dry. And then, bear in mind, I had this took apart and it was just a blade. Okay? And then I put it in a solution of muriatic acid that I had. It's it's a poo chemical thing. You put a little in there. It has some directions, you know. You put just a little bit in there in your poo filter, and it cleans the sand. It's used to clean the sand in swimming pool filters. Anyway, I put it in a little dish, and I put it like 3/4 acid, 1/4 water. And I put this blade down in it, and I left it in there about an hour. And this blade was a solid mirror finish like that. And it came out a matte dark gray. And then you take the nail polish off with nail polish remover. And whatever you had masked, design you had masked, it would leave the mirror finish, see? So it would have been great lightning if it had been smaller. And you could make flames, like chrome flames, you know. That would be nice. And I would definitely do that edge there where it looked like it had like a Scandi grind or something on it. I also put the handles were shiny too. And I put those in there for like 30 minutes. And they came out a whole different shade of gray, matte gray. This is the 8 CR13 MOV Chinese steel. I don't know what this is, but it's different. These two are different steels. That's one reason why they color different in the acid. And another reason I left them this an hour and I left this 30 minutes. But anyway, I did not put the clip. The clip is just like it came on the new knife. And the screws and the pivot pin, I left all of them just like they came on the new knife. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about the knife design. This is a CRKT. It's a pretty small knife. It's let's see. I have a hold on a second. I have a case travel lock, which is a 4 1/8. So that's how it's going to compare to a case travel lock, which is basically the same as a trapper. This is basically the same as a case trapper, size-wise. So that's how it would compare. Okay. It has a liner lock. It has a opening here to slow roll it open. Flick it open. What I like to do on this knife is I'll pinch it and do my wrist down like that. I really like that. The way that came out, I just wish I'd done it with a thinner brush where it would have been more like lightning instead of a hanging down tree limb. Yeah, but I still think it looks cool. The jimping here, I got kind of crossways with it, but I done pretty good on this. I got kind of crossways right in there, but you know, first time. Anyway, my co-worker, when I showed it to him, you know, he liked it, out of the ordinary, and we started talking about, you know, what I'd take for it, what he'd give for it. So, you know, I sold it to him. I like this blade though. I mean, you choke up on it like this. It's got a finger choil and the jimping I put on it, and you can really get down with that point right there on the draw cut. And also on a pull cut. That's a massive sheep foot blade right there. Didn't do too great with that, but you know, my first time. I thought this came out well. Not very uniform, but I thought it came out well. I like this. I like this. And okay. Please leave a like if you like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd like to know what y'all thoughts are about this modification I put on this knife. Okay, thank you. Thank y'all for watching my video on my little modified knife here. I appreciate y'all watching, and if you like the video, give me a like and leave a comment. I want to hear what y'all got to say about all these things I've done to this knife here. And tune in next week. We'll have another knife, and see y'all.